Hi guys, Kevin from Basketball Victoria here. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about transfers in PlayHQ. Some associations have rules preventing players from changing clubs without the permission of the club that they're currently at. The main reason for this is to prevent players from leaving a club without paying any outstanding fees or without returning their uniform. PlayHQ has recently built and released this functionality, and I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of how this works. In PlayHQ, a transfer is only required if a player is attempting to register to another club within the same competition, where the transfer setting is switched on for that competition by the association. Please note that transfers are not required if registering to a different competition at the same association or a different association. In this demonstration, I've got three tabs open. The first is the KEV UAT Association. The second is the ABC Test Club. And the third is the Ben Test Club. Now, I've got access to all of these organisations. Now, the first thing associations need to do is go into their competition. They can go into settings and switch transfers on. So this, as it says here, will restrict player movement between clubs in this competition, and any transfers require approval from the three organisations involved, which are the source club, the association, and the destination club, before they're able to register at their new club. So I'm going to save that at association level. An optional extra but highly recommended is that each organisation, club or association, sets up their notifications. So they can turn that on by going to transfers, settings, and turning on notifications. And what will happen here is whenever a transfer request has been submitted, the organisation who's due to approve it next will get a notification to prompt them that there's a transfer request in play that requires their approval. So I'm going to set up my email address to receive notifications for the association. I'm also going to do the same for each of the two clubs that we're demonstrating with today. And once that's done, what I can do is give you a demonstration of a common registration flow of a particular player between clubs, between seasons. I'm going to register this player to the ABC Test Club in the transfers demo competition for term 1. I'm going to register a new dependent, and I'm going to name this player Test Transfer. Now, as expected, it's letting me register. I've just got to pay my fees. So I'm going to put in my test credit card number. And complete my registration. As expected, there's no dramas there because it's a brand new player, as in a brand new participant. I've got my BV license. I've registered for the very first time to any basketball club in Victoria, and it's gone through as expected. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to register that same player to the same club, to the same competition for the next season. As expected, there's no BV fee payable on the BV license because my license is expiring after the end of the season that I'm registering to. There's no fees set up here, so I'm going to go through and register without any issue. Now, for the following season, I'm now registering to the Ben Test Club as opposed to the ABC Test Club. I'm registering to the same competition, this time for term 3. Now, as you can see here, as I'm attempting to register to a different club within the same competition, I need to request a transfer. So as the player or the account holder, I request the transfer. The account holder of the player receives a notification that their transfer request has been submitted. The person who we set up for the source club to receive transfer request notifications has now received this email. And if they click on this link, it will take them to this page with this transfer request. And it's got the details of the player requesting the transfer, information about the registration at your club, information about the account holder, details about the season and competition that they're registering to, and it's got the status, the progressive status of the transfer request. So it's on me as a club administrator of the source club to either approve or decline the transfer request. If I were to decline the transfer request, it would stop the process in its tracks, and then the player would have to either put in another request or continue to play at my club or not play at all in this competition. So I'm going to approve this transfer request at the source club. As you can see, the transfer status has updated here, and now it's pending the association. The association administrator now receives a notification to say that there's a transfer request pending their approval. So they can click on the link to take them to the page where they can approve the transfer. As per before, the transfer status is there for all clubs and associations involved to see. And I'm going to approve that as the association administrator. And now it's on the new club of the player to approve the request at their end. All right, next the email notification will come through to the administrator of the destination club, and they can click on this link, which will take them to the transfer request page and gives them the opportunity to approve the transfer, which in more often than not, they will. So once that's approved, it's now back on the participant to register. The account holder of the participant will receive this email to say that the transfer request has been approved, and they can click on this link, which will give them the opportunity to continue their registration. Now, as they've already completed these sections of the registration form, it's jumped them straight to this section. Once they tick the box to agree to terms and conditions and submit the registration is complete, and the player can now the rights of that player are now owned by the destination club, and the player is good to go for the term 3 season. Administrators can also check the transfer request history via the transfer section and under requests. That completes the demonstration of the basic flow of transfers in PlayHQ. For further information, please visit support.playhq.com and have a look at the documentation there. And if further assistance is required, please don't hesitate to submit a support request by clicking on the support request link at the top of that page on support.playhq.com. Thanks for watching.